We need to keep kids safe online, but some special interests are sending policymakers in the wrong direction, pushing the so-called App Store Accountability Act, demanding government ID from all users just to download an app, replacing parents' judgment with government mandates. It doesn't even stand up in court. A better bipartisan bill, the Parents Over Platforms Act, would put parents in the driver's seat, empowering parents and businesses to keep kids safe without drowning all of us in red tape. Tell Congress to get it done right and put parents over platforms.
Paid for by ACT, the App Association.
Welcome to Shooby Dooby Doo-Wop, a podcast where we talk about pop music, specifically by deep diving a randomly chosen UK Top 10 singles chart from the past. I'm James Cook.
I'm Andy Robinson.
And we're halfway through our deep dive of the Top 10 singles chart from the 7th of January, 1992.
The 7th of January 1992, we say to reiterate. It seems only fair, James, for people who have not yet listened to part 1, to give a brief summary.
Up 38 places to number 10, it's Everybody in the Place by The Prodigy.
A song for all in a particular location.
Up 10 places to 9, it's Goodnight Girl by Wet Wet Wet.
A song that gets James wet, wet, wet.
Down 4 to number 8, it's Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me by George Michael and Mr. Elton John.
If you wait till Mr. Elton John comes in singing and flip your grilled cheese sandwich, then it'll be perfect. Listen to part 1 to put that in context.
Up 2 places to number 7, it's Rhubarb and Custard by Shaft.
Tight town techno for people with no teeth.
And down 3 to number 6, When You Tell Me That You Love Me by Diana Ross.
Saying any one of these lines of this song to someone you love will make them feel appreciated. Not necessarily true.
Yeah, we disproved that, didn't we, in part 1? Check out all the songs on our playlists. The links are in the description. There's a Spotify and there's a YouTube.
Also, if you listen to these songs that we attach, there was another half a dozen songs that never ever made the top 10 that me and James will discuss in our Patreon content we call bonus tracks.
They're really good this week.
Really good.
A few shiver down your spine moments in that. Well worth listening to it. And to hear what that sounds like, well...
it goes a little something like this.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. I love this song. It's so great. It's so big and ridiculous. Yeah. So then this band shows up and I'm going, it would not surprise me in the least if it turns out that Andy was in this band.
Why?
I thought this is exactly the kind of thing he would keep secret about himself. And I know it's more wholesome because there's a bit in the video where for some reason Prince kind of wanders into a daycare centre and starts singing it to little kids.
That's right.
So it's totally fine.
Yeah.
It's nice for him to have people about his height to sing to.
Join our community now at patreon.com/ShoobyPodcast.
Number 5.
Up 2 places to number 5 this week. It's Kim Sims with Too Blind to See It.
Before we get into this, I just want to say that every single song we talk about in this half of the top 10 is peaking in their peak position.
Okay.
This is as good as it's going to get for Too Blind to See It by Kim Sims.
Might be as good as it gets for my general reaction to the top 10 this week. I've loved this song this week, James. I dismissed it at the time, and yet here I am in 2025 of time of recording thinking this is a banger.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
It is. It's really good. It is such a piece of handbag house, isn't it?
Yeah.
It does what it sets out to do, doesn't it? It's upbeat. It's got that sort of defiant edge. It's all about she's had it done across her, but she's moving on. I was too blind to see it, but now, not anymore. I'm getting out there. I'm getting away from you.
Yes, produced by Silk Hurley. I learned on the YouTube comments he does a great job of making this a dancer.
Do you remember what his number 1 single was in 1987?
No, I don't. Go on.
Jack Your Body
Yeah.
by Steve Silk Hurley.
That's right.
It's a good nickname, isn't it? Silk.
Yeah.
What would your nickname be if it was a material?
I like to perceive myself very much like a ribbed condom, so I'd go to say corduroy.
Corduroy.
Yeah.
Well, it's made of 100 gutters for the rain to wash right through.
Yeah. What would yours be?
Velvet, obviously.
Obviously.
James Velvet Cook.
All right, then. There's some great moments in this record, isn't it? I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring in my guitar early. I didn't do much in part 1. Such a lovely, simple song, really. Hang on, you've got the beautiful bit at the beginning, haven't you? Sung by Rochelle Fleming, I learned on YouTube. What does she say?
Let me tell you something. Yeah. Ain't no man in the world
Yep.
And then it just stops, and you're going, yeah? What? Ain't no man in the world who...
Absolutely.
No, there's just no man in the world.
It's a little teaser.
Rochelle Fleming from the group First Choice. Sample comes from their 1983 song, Let No Man Put Asunder. Great use of the word asunder. Doesn't get used in pop very much, does it?
Asunder the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah. When you bear in mind it, it rhymes with wonder and thunder. You could have asunder.
Kim is saying, don't wait for me, 'cause no, I won't be there. Yeah, something like that. Lovely. And then into the main chorus of, too blind see what you doing. That's kind of all it is, essentially. But obviously, listen to the attached track we put in our description to listen to it all in its majesty.
Her only UK top 10 hit, she had 3 other charting singles afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
She used to sing ad jingles in America.
Oh, really?
I tried to find out which ones. Couldn't find out.
If you know, please email listening to shoobypodcast@gmail.com and tell us. I thought this was a simple dance record. Yeah. But I always like to look at the YouTube comments for other people's unasked for opinions. I suppose they're asked for since I've looked them up and reading them out. But Flying Finn 5303 nonetheless says, songs like this help me to leave an abusive relationship with the newborn and go to nursing school. Very empowering. Wasn't expecting that.
No. What was she in a relationship with a newborn for?
Exactly. That's what I was wondering. This is a very different take on, let's call it, Flying Finn's reaction to this record. Canada Franklin says, I love this tune, Strawberry Sundays in Pall Mall by the Thames. So, there we go. The beauty of pop music.
It means different things to different people,
really
doesn't it?
Does.
It was a very successful formula around this time, wasn't it? The slightly dancey track and then a woman singing over it.
Yes.
So you had Kim Sims. Who else was there? There was CeCe Peniston.
That's right.
Who else was there? There were others, weren't there?
Loads of them.
Why can't I remember any of them?
I don't know.
Dina Carroll, a bit.
Why not?
Yeah.
You mad sexist.
Why
All women are the same.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that this was it was like a genre of its own. If Toy Town Techno can be a genre, see part 1, then this can be a genre too.
I get you. I mean, it is a genre because this was a great shape by someone. Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
All right then. Sorry, I didn't write your name down, but they say it's the same set as CNC Music Factory. Gonna make you sweat. It is the same set. I've got this eye logo, which CNC use, so maybe there was some sort of deal going on. Film 2 videos in one day with the same backing, save some money.
I wrote this down when I was watching the video. Has she nicked that hat from the Village People?
Yes, she's got a great hat on.
A leather cap.
She's a great dancer, isn't she?
She's having a lovely time.
Yeah, man.
Can't knock that. I mean, I listen to this and I'm like, I'm going out with my girls tonight. I'm going to have some cocktails and I don't even care. I don't even care what he thinks anymore.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I hear this.
Good spirits summoned up by Kim Sims. Okay, I'm going to do my pop news I did for part 1 there, James. I did a little, what should we call this one? What's Kim Sims been up to lately? Well, there's, as of time of recording, there's talk of a new album, and she did a gig last year in Pontefract.
If she does Pontefract again, can we go?
Let's go on. Let's call it a Shooby Dooby field trip.
Yeah, we'll have some Prosecco. It'll be great.
You don't have to worry what he thinks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kim Sims was asked to demo the song more than a year before she recorded it commercially. In an interview, she said, I guess they must have decided to give it to someone else, but they came back eventually.
Okay. No man in the world would...
How do you think that sentence finishes?
No man in the world. It's going to fuck me about, I suppose, from the spirit of this record.
Must be, but it's left to us to work it out, isn't it?
Yeah.
It could be anything. There's no man in the world could outrun a cheetah.
All right, then.
Could jump higher than a flea.
I'm glad you're discussing this, James, because on our social media sites, which include Instagram, Facebook.
Yes, Shooby Podcast on Instagram, for Shooby Dooby Doo up on Facebook, if you want to join in.
So I set the question, what is Kim Sims saying she's too much of to do what? Yeah? I thought it was really easy.
All right, yeah.
I mean, million pop points going out, of course, as we like to give out. So these are some of the suggestions. Vera Lynn has emailed in to guess that Kim Sims is too lazy to do it, and Godzilla on a rampage in Manila reckons that Kim is too crazy to chew it. Mother Earth, for what it's worth, is saying that Kim might be too excited to sleep, while Tom York, who, let's face it, is a bit of a dork, believes Kim is too quiet to creep. Herman Hess is having a guess that Kim Sims is claiming she's too averse to employment. And Nadia Hussain, the former Bake Off winner, is going off again, and she's speculating that Kim is much too neurodiverse for enjoyment. Dr. Foster, who's moved out of Gloucester, is using his knowledge to presume Kim is too healthy to get hepatitis. And Frankie Knuckles is having a chuckle. He is absolutely sure that Kim Sims is singing about how she's too groovy to be danced to in an old folks' home, as the BPM is too fast and the residents are likely to be restricted by the onset of their arthritis. None of them are right. The answer is she was too blind to see what you were doing. So I'm guessing that's a rollover for next week, James. 2 million pop points next week.
We've got quite a diverse group of listeners, haven't we?
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yet none of them write us a bleeding review. So why don't you go against Vera Lynn Godzilla's mother, Tom York, Herman Hess, Nadia Hussain, Dr. Foster, Frankie Knuckles, and write us a review? We'd appreciate it.
I love that Nadia from Bake Off and Godzilla both listen to this in this world.
Number 4.
Up 4 places to number 4, it's Addams Groove by Hammer.
Yeah, not MC Hammer.
No, he dropped the MC at this point because, I don't know, it was a bit old hat, wasn't it? It was a bit old. It was a bit 1990 to be called MC Hammer. Now I'm just Hammer, and then he changed it back, and now he's MC Hammer again.
Good. That feels all is right with the world.
Of course, he wasn't born MC Hammer.
No? What was his name?
Well, his name is Stanley Burrell. He is, of course, a super dope homeboy from the Oaktown, famous for not touching things, to a Rick James soundtrack. I had that single. I had You Can't Touch This on single when it came out. And did I have the album on cassette? I think I might have got a hooky copy of it on cassette.
Too legit to quit.
Too legitimate to quitimate. Yes. Please Hammer Don't Hurt Them was the one with the hits on it, with You Can't Touch This on it, whereas Too Legitimate to Quitimate is the one with this song. Are we calling it a song?
100%. It's nothing but a song. I mean, it's a soundtrack song, isn't it? From the film The Addams Family. I'm going to say as a soundtrack song, I prefer it to My Heart Will Go On.
Okay. Well, this was the number 1 movie in the UK at the time, The Addams Family, IMDb rating 7.0, based on the 1960s US TV series. Original theme tune by Vic Mitzi, who also has a writing credit on this.
Cool.
10 years later, this would have been Will Smith doing this.
Yeah.
Because the director of The Addams Family was Barry Sonnenfeld, who would direct Men in Black.
Of course, The Addams Family is an ongoing concern, isn't it, with that Netflix show, Wednesday, and all that still happens, still in people's heads, isn't it, The Addams Family?
It's amazing, because the TV show wasn't as big a hit as you perhaps think it was, but it has this huge cultural shadow going over decades now.
Yeah.
There's something about that family that people seem to respond to, or that companies seem to want to make us watch over and over again.
Look, I love this song at the time, and I love it now, partly because while we're discussing why the Addams Family might have, let's call it a cultural import, James, I believe it's because they do what they want to do, say what they want to say, live how they want to live, play how they want to play, dance how they want to dance, kick and they slap a friend. That's the Addams Family.
That's kind of the chorus hook, isn't it? And it's kind of fun, isn't it?
That's great.
Until right at the end, where it just goes kick and slap a friend. And it just, what?
I love that. I love that little bit of unexpected lyrical content.
Feels clunky to me.
Carlos Sanchez says, the 90s, when humankind peaked.
This song, in the video, they cut Hammer's head off with a guillotine at the start, and then his head is kind of bouncing around, and it looks like Skibbity Toilet.
Yeah.
And I start going, oh, is that where they got the idea from?
Interesting.
No, it is.
X64600 on YouTube says, I miss shoulder pads.
He had a distinctive look, didn't he? He had the big trousers, he had the shoulder pads, angular, he had the glasses and the sort of slightly pointy hair.
What's MC Hammer done lately? If you type his name into Google and press news. The news is a couple of months ago, MC Hammer was being sued for failing to make payments on the Land Rover.
Formerly of the Christian rap group The Holy Ghost Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Who gave him the nickname Hammer?
I don't know.
Reggie Jackson.
Who that?
The baseball player.
Okay.
He was working as a bat boy for the Oakland A's, and Reggie Jackson said, hey, you look like Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron's nickname was the Hammer.
Cool.
So that's where he got the name from. In 1991, so the year before this song, well, the year this song comes out, the year before the chart we're talking about, there was an action figure and a cartoon series. Hammerman, IMDb rating 3.9, and he established a racehorse stable. He got a bit slagged off by other rappers on their records. Q-Tip and LL Cool J both sort of diss him on tracks of theirs, but Ice-T came out in support of Hammer and said, a lot of people diss you, man, but they just jealous.
Yeah, nice work, Ice-T.
After his hits, he had an estimated net worth of $33 million. So what did he do in 1996?
He didn't repay his Land Rover, that's for certain. What did he do?
He declared bankruptcy. 10 years later, he'd appear in a nationwide ad mocking this. I sent you the link to that.
I love that advert. Explain it.
He's in front of a big house singing, well, doing the dance from You Can't Touch This.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to him sort of sitting on the floor with nothing.
And the point being that if you...
I don't know. If you're MC Hammer, don't waste your money. Something like that. In the late 90s, he became an ordained preacher, had a reality show called Hammer Time, IMDb rating 5.1, invested in a load of tech startups, including his own search engine called Wiredo. And I admire anyone who feels like they can go up against Google in the search engine world. Well done.
Yeah. I mean, I was trying to type in my search request for MC Hammer's website, but do you know what? No, it told me I couldn't do.
No idea. What does this song have in common with I Want Your Sex by George Michael, Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter by Iron Maiden, and I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman by Britney Spears?
That's a great question. What's it got in common with them? How many pop points are you giving me?
1 billion.
1 billion.
It's really,
it won't
really
be the
hard.
It won't be the writers or the producer. What? Go on, tell me.
They have all won the Razzie for Worst Original Song.
Oh, fuck off, Razzies. This is a great song, I think.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, I think. The Addams Family, one of the things that he's known for is its iconic theme tune.
Yeah.
Etc. And even though it's in there a little bit, they don't really do that much with it, do they?
No. Hammer is doing his own thing, and I'm also going to say he's hurting them while he's there doing his some great stuff in there. I remember the day I needed to borrow a little pepper, and then another voice comes in for my chicken. Weird, isn't it?
Yeah, the lyrics are bonkers, but the film is bonkers, if I remember rightly.
Apart from the do what we want to do bit, which I love as a, let's call it a bit of advice to yourself, possibly, and your weird family, he's saying, now is the time to get in your mind it's okay to be yourself. Take foolish pride and put it aside like the Addams, yo. They deaf.
Pardon?
Yeah. So, this notion, I suppose, of, what great inspiration that is. Act a fool, no bones, Swoop, Goofy and Randy, all this kind of stuff. It's telling you to be yourself and do your own thing. I mean, what more do you want from a pop song?
Want it to be any good?
No, I disagree. I mean, I think it's a belter, this is, personally.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you want it at your funeral?
I wouldn't mind being remembered as doing what I want to do and saying what I want to say, and I'd slap in and kick I'm going to slap and kick you a little bit if you slag this record off.
I'm honoured to be considered a friend at this point.
Gold Kingsman says on YouTube, I won MC Hammer LP in a school disco. Second prize, the other guy who won first prize, was a Vanilla Ice album. He wanted to swap. I went, no.
I was going to say, I won this as first prize. Second prize, 2 of them.
Oh, I love it, man. I mean, it's, again, let's only do this briefly. They do what they want to do, say what they want to say, live how they want to live, play how they want to play, dance, and then they kick you in the face because they're part of the James Cook family.
Don't bring my family into it.
I can't help it. Are you indifferent to the charms of this record? Is that what you're saying? You find it annoying?
I find it a little bit annoying. I know it's not meant to be. It's not a serious record, is it? It's a bit of fun, but it's a novelty song, and that's fine.
But it has got seriousness in it. I'm gonna say.
Okay, it's got a message buried in there somewhere.
Yeah. But
I do kind of cringe myself inside out when I listen to it.
Okay, well, we're gonna have a disagreement about that at the end of this week's podcast. I'm going to say Peter Smithy 4556, this is good, I never realised this. He says they used to have this music video on the videotape of Frankie and Johnny with Al Pacino and Michelle Pfeiffer before the movie started. Do you remember that? On old VHS cassettes, some advertising other songs almost as a trailer.
Yeah, they would when you rented a video from the video shop, there'd always be trailers at the start, wouldn't there?
And Simon Bates telling you might contain sexual swear words.
Whenever you rent or buy a video, it's important for you to know if they say fuck, bum, and willy. Or words to that effect.
Yeah. The video of course. What video is one of those, isn't it? Where the entire cast join MC Hammer as well. So you see all these actors pouncing about, having a great time, getting overpaid, blah blah blah.
Did you watch the film when it came out?
I didn't.
It's not very good.
Oh well.
It's some funny bits, but it just doesn't hold together, and I'm just like, I don't care.
That could be, if you're looking to review our podcast and you can't find your own words, just use the last sentence James said.
Number 3.
Up to number 3, reaching its highest chart position ever, is Don't Talk Just Kiss by Right Said Fred.
Their second of 4 UK top 10 hits, all of them in the top 4.
Yeah.
They'd had the massive hit with I'm Too Sexy for My Such and Such. And now they've come back with Don't Talk, Just Kiss.
It wasn't Deeply Dippy in between, which is a great record
that's
too.
Next.
Okay.
That comes next. Deeply Dippy is so good.
So good.
That Jack Johnson decided to just copy that for all of his songs. What do you make of this, though?
It's not as good as Deeply Dippy, in my opinion, but I don't know. It's a good little pop song. I like Right Said Fred. This is a good comment, I think, from Multi Joe. Maybe not so much for this record, but you could certainly apply it to Diana Ross and a few others in this week's top 10. Multi Joe says, I forgot how 80s the early 90s were. The element, even though you acknowledge it's 1992, but some of the records have got, I'm going to say, in perception, there's a bit more of an 80s vibe.
Do you think this song has? I don't think this song has got an 80s vibe. It's got the sort of the drum from I'm Too Sexy.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Oh, yeah,
which
that's
feels like a very early 90s drum loop.
Okay, maybe it's just a better comment for the top 10 in general, but I get the gist. All right then, Right Said Fred, cutting edge in 1992, bang up to date.
So this song written by the band, who are, of course, Richard and Fred Fairbrass and Frank Baldhead.
That's right, Frank Baldhead. Is this your Craig from Bros?
This is my ZZ Top theory.
Oh, that's it.
If there's ever 3 people in the band and one of them doesn't fit the pattern of the other 2, you have to give them the name Frank and then whatever the
because
other
ZZ Top drummer was called Frank Beard.
Yeah, and he didn't have a beard.
Yeah, right.
So the guy who doesn't have a bald head in Right Said Fred is called Frank Baldhead. He's not really. He's called Rob Manzoli, who would go on to play the guitar for Funkadelic.
Really?
Yeah. And according to his website, he is available for hire.
Cool.
We could hire him. We could hire Frank Baldhead.
That'd be pretty good, wouldn't
Get
it?
in here, get him to play some riffs, cheeky licks.
I'm all for it.
Speaking of cheeky licks, what do you think of the lyrics of this song?
Well, I don't know. I thought it was... I mean,
Do you not find it creepy?
not really.
I find this song very creepy.
Explain.
I don't know what it is about it.
Well, let's dig into it and try and find out why you find it creepy. Is it all the stuff because you can move your tongue and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, let your tongue fool around.
I like the chorus of that.
Make your tongue behave. That's what I think.
Don't talk, just kiss. We're beyond words and sounds. Hey, the time for the oral tradition, at least in terms of language, James, has passed.
We're doing a podcast.
Come on. Come on, there's nothing to talk about. Let's live how Right Said Fred suggests.
The rest of the podcast was just them kissing. It got very weird.
I've just been sick in my mouth. All right,
Cool.
then.
That's not one of the lyrics of the song. I wish it was, though. It'd be very different.
All right, then this is good. I'm glad we're on to this. Tamara Anderson on YouTube says, it reminds me of that sweet age when kissing and making out was such a new, mind-blowing thing. That's a good definition, isn't it? Let's call it the adolescent sexuality.
Yeah, I think maybe I don't like it because this song came out at a time where I hadn't had my first kiss yet. So I was 14.
You didn't know what this song was going on about.
I was kind of, no one's ever going to kiss me, because I was tiny as well.
Yeah.
And I had braces, including the headgear that you have to wear at night. And I just felt like, no one will ever love me.
Jocelyn Brown's not going to come in and go, don't talk, just kiss, big boy.
Yeah.
Whatever goes on.
Jocelyn Brown, can you name any of the top 10 hits that she has also sung on?
No, it annoyed me that although I recognised Jocelyn Brown, I couldn't work out where from.
Well, she's probably best known for her song Somebody Else's Guy.
Ah, yeah, she
Which
sang that, didn't she?
Only ever got to number 13.
Yeah.
She sang on Always There by Incognito the year before, and would have 2 other top 10 hits with Todd Terry in the mid-90s.
Yeah. SS Pay on YouTube talks about the concept of this band, and he says that this band is the definition of not taking yourself too seriously. Would you agree with that?
At the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Damn right.
Absolutely, because what's happened to Right Said Fred lately, James?
Right wing, said Fred, more like.
Because of they opposed LTNs in Oxford, didn't they? They came out. Now, as you know, James, I don't necessarily associate that with being right wing, but what else have they been up to?
So Richard Fairbrass, the lead singer, who's like in his late 30s here.
Yeah. He's a good pop star. He's got style.
He was former session bass player with Boy George and David Bowie.
What?
Yeah, Richard Fairbrass. Yeah.
Really?
Yep. He would go on to jointly win Rear of the Year in 1994 with Mandy Smith.
Yeah.
He would co-host Gay Time TV. It was kind of the first TV show for the LGBT plus community, wasn't it? And then he came out against COVID vaccines, denying climate change, and in favour of Vladimir Putin.
That's right.
I think Vladimir Putin's in favour of the LGBT plus community, Richard Fairbrass.
Vladimir Putin is too sexy to do whatever he's doing.
It's bald guys sticking together. That's what it is.
Also, we mentioned Taylor Swift, didn't we? Nicking a bit of George Michael, we talked about in part one. Also, Taylor Swift nicked a little bit of a Right Said Fred song, I'm Too Sexy, to interplay it in that song, Look What You Made Me Do, Look What You Made Me Do. So I hope he's raised loads of money for his own nefarious needs, if they are nefarious.
He's only going to spend it on flags. Here's the thing about Right Said Fred I found out.
Yeah.
They were the first British band to achieve a #1 in the US with a debut single since the Beatles.
Wow. They're a big deal, Right Said Fred, for a while.
I remember, I think after Deeply Dippy came out, they wanted Right Said Fred to do the Eurovision song for the UK, and they turned it down. I'm pretty sure that happened.
Despite your accusations of Right Said Fred being this, that and the other...
What have I said?
I'm only being silly. Paula Bartlett 4585, she says, this takes me back to being slim enough to go shopping at Topshop. So she's on about that. And then Ellie Nasal 1652 says, I loved the fact that I had a big lady on the video. It sent a message to a younger me that was all right. Oh, that's good stuff, isn't
Ellie
it?
Nasal. So it should be, I love the fact there was a big woman in the video.
Lee 71 England. Hey, England is saying, bearing in mind what you just said about the flags. It's easy to say we were wearing rose-coloured spectacles, but come on, there's nothing released nowadays that gets you like this. I mean, I suggest to Lee 71 England to maybe listen to some more records because there's loads of them, but nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a great example of an early 90s song.
I've looked at YouTube comments, so I can't argue with this stuff. I can't say no, it's no good because I know loads of people love it to death.
I don't like it. I don't like it. It makes me feel icky.
That's loud and clear. Frank Blanchard 8865 says, I like the fact that they had a baby in the video to remind us of the price for fun.
There was, yeah, because the word baby is in the lyrics. I think it's like listen baby or something like that. And when they say that in that someone's holding a baby, it's a very literal visual representation of the song.
It's also got a touch of, I'm going to call it the Athena aesthetic in the early 90s when it meant cradling babies looking sensitive.
Come on, everyone, let's just have a big kiss.
It's beyond words and sounds.
Just that kind of, come on, everyone, we're all going to kiss now. You don't get to tell me when to kiss, Richard Fairbrass. If I can't tell you when to have a vaccine, you can't tell me when to kiss people.
Quite, I'm going to do some... What a Right Said Fred done lately. They have just released a song based on a children's book called Dino Shakes and Belly Aches. Yeah, that's one thing they've just done. And also, 2 journalists for Farmers Weekly have just done a charity bike ride just as Right Said Fred. So that's what's happened lately.
Undressed as Right Said Fred, surely.
Too sexy for the lycra.
Number 2.
It's a non-mover at number 2. It's Justified and Ancient by the KLF featuring Tammy Wynette.
Before you jump in, James, let me tell you my notes I wrote for this. I wrote, sit back and let James do it, because I believe you're going to be excited about this record.
What makes you think that?
I know, James, how many of these have we done?
You think you know me?
Yeah.
You think you know me?
Yeah.
You think I'm going to be all about this record?
Yeah.
This record?
Yeah.
This stupid piece of nonsense?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's amazing.
Do it.
It's great, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It's got everything. It's so ridiculous that this record exists when you consider the component parts of it and how it must have got put together. and the fact that it's as catchy as it is, and that it was as big a hit as it was.
As catchy as chlamydia, and yet it involves a bit of electronic, a house, African, hip-hop, country, disco. What an amazing jambalaya of styles this is.
A sample of Voodoo Child by Jimi Hendrix in the chorus.
Oh, yeah.
That's that.
And you'll recognise that. Well done. It's a collab, of course.
It's a collab between the KLF,
Of course.
the avant-garde art rockers, who we spoke about when they had a number one as the Time Lords.
We were very effusive about that record, and this one is much, much better.
Yeah.
So hold on to your hats.
So Bill Drummond, off of the KLF,
Yeah.
he's a big fan of Tammy Wynette, and he calls her up personally to say, please, can you sing on this record that we're putting together? And
I heard they were doing this song, I read somewhere, and it just wasn't happening. Then Bill Drummond said, we should ring up Tammy Wynette as a kind of, ad
maybe.
hoc thing, and it started happening.
And she says yes. So Drummond flies to Tennessee to record Tammy Wynette in person doing it. So the lyrics of the song describe that. They called me up in Tennessee. They said, Tammy, stand by the jams. What are the jams? The justified ancient of moo-moos. But if you don't like what they're going to do, you better not stop because they're coming through. I love that. We're going to do it anyway, Tammy. You might as well jump on board.
Yep.
And then later in the song, the thing you said about self-reference, there's loads of self-reference in this.
It's my mistake. I was deaf.
There's the whole thing. The last train left an hour ago. They were singing All Aboard.
Of course.
All aboard, oh, last train to Town Central reference. So the whole thing is kind of meta. Was it that one of the first? I don't know. There's nothing like it, is there?
There's nothing like it. Yeah.
Tammy Wynette said, I really don't know why they chose me. I was apprehensive at first, but I'm really excited with the way it's all turned out. Moo Moo Land looks a lot more interesting than Tennessee, but I wouldn't want to live there.
I learned somewhere someone saying that there's a lost continent of Moo which is sunk in the Pacific Ocean. Is that anything to do with Moo Moo Land?
Sort of. It's a lost continent, a bit like Atlantis, between Australia and South America. It comes from a series of books by Robert Shea and Robert Anton Wilson called the Illuminatus book series, which kind of mixes science fiction and conspiracy theories. And the Justified Ancients of Moo Moo are a fictional subversive cult who have been around since prehistory.
Righto.
In the video represented by the two members of KLF wearing big red robes with a giant horn coming out of their face.
That's right, a lot of African dancers and singers joining in with the chorus. I particularly like the use of the British vernacular. They drive an ice cream van, as opposed to where it's called everywhere else in the world, an ice cream truck, I suppose. So, I like that.
Yeah,
I like the
doesn't
use
rhyme. You'd have to change the words.
Oh, it's so good, though. Great bits in it, Bring the Beat Back, Fishing in the Rivers of Life. All these lovely, lovely hooks.
Who is Ricardo de Force?
Go on.
Have you watched the video?
Yeah.
You should know then.
Go on.
Because one of the great things about this is that when someone shows up, they put their name up on the screen.
That's right.
Ricardo de Force is the guy who does the rap.
Of course.
Born Jervis Ricardo Alfonso Light, he'd go on to be in the group Entrance and rap on their version of Staying Alive, which got to number 2 in 1995. So this is his first 2 number 2 hits for him.
I'm going to tell you something while you're having a little look, James, in, let's call it pop news. What a KLF up to lately.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Regretting burning that £1,000,000?
Maybe that happened a long time ago. They have recently, I didn't know this, they've put out a reworked version of the album Chill Out called Come Down Dawn. So they're chucking out stuff KLF recently. Did you know that?
Nope.
No, there's some new KLF stuff to listen to, James.
I know that they sold millions and millions of copies of the White Room album and then deleted it.
Yeah. They're beautiful weirdos.
Who is Virginia Pugh?
Is she in the video too and I didn't spot the name?
She is in the video.
Go on.
She's Tammy Wynette.
Is that okay? All right then. Tammy finally got a Grammy for this, they say. This was the only time Tammy Wynette won a Grammy.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's her second UK top 10 hit. What was the first? It was a number 1 in 1968.
That would be Stand By Your Man, I imagine.
It is. And what is the subtitle of this song?
What is it?
Stand By the Jams.
Oh man, I've missed so much. Even though I thought I knew this record, there's all these little bits of...
Yeah.
Taylor Swift would be jealous with the Easter eggs.
On keyboards, Nick Kohler. What would happen to him?
Don't know.
He'd go on to be part of Xenomania.
Oh, okay.
The songwriting powerhouses, is nominated for 3 Ivor Novellos for the songs The Promise,
Girls Aloud,
Hole in the Head,
Sugar Babes.
Sweet About Me,
Sugar Babes again.
Gabriella Chill Me.
I love that record. My apologies, Gabriella. I forgot all about it.
Mark Stent was the producer. He'd go on to do loads of stuff. He said when he was in the studio with the KLF, we had Neil Sedaka phoning up, we had The Sweet phoning up, we had all kinds phoning up. They just all wanted to be on a KLF record. How did the KLF promote this record in Liverpool?
In Liverpool,
Bear
you
in
say.
mind, what's this song about?
I guess, did they drive around in an ice cream van?
They did, and they gave out free 99s.
They're justified and they're ancient and they drive an ice cream van. Something like that. I've got them wrong. Yeah. All right then. This is joyous in its own way. While we're talking about the global spread of KLF, radioactivity on YouTube says there's a mobile Indian takeaway out of a converted vehicle here in Sheffield, and on the side is written they're justified and they're Asian and they drive an ice cream van.
That's nice.
It's nice, isn't it? Loads of people then go on to say, yes, around the Abbeydale Road area in Sheffield, so that's good. And then Ronaldo Clips pops up to say, is this allowed in the land of woke? So he's obviously come from Watch Fred's thing. And then Better Off Dead, fittingly, pops up to say, there's a livestock carrying company that runs out of Norfolk, and on their vehicles they have the same lettering that says all bound for Moo Moo Land.
Oh, I love that that's happened. Yeah. Hey, we should go to that Indian food truck on our way to Pontefract to see.
Yeah, this is
Kim
turning
Sims.
into a great day out.
We're having a lovely time. You know, in the first half of this chart, we talked about that Shaft record, the Rhubarb and Custard, where they bolt together different things. They've got the kind of Italian dance house piano.
Yeah, clumsily pasted together.
Yeah, and so that's a lot of disparate parts put together, and it sounds like a mess. Yeah. This is so many disparate parts that are put together, and yet it sounds like a cohesive whole. You've got to give props to the KLF for pulling that off.
I agree. I mean, could you consider this, James? Are the KLF in some ways a little precursor to Gorillaz?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there's definitely a lineage there, isn't there?
Yeah, I often think Gorillaz. I think I've not heard anything quite like this. You know, they're all again all the disparate elements, but KLF did it with this record, certainly, didn't they? Brilliant. Thanks, KLF, for your contribution to the panoply of pop.
Now, because a few months later, they do their appearance at the Brit Awards, which we have talked about on this pod previously.
Talked about that in the Doctor in the TARDIS. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
But what we didn't talk about was what would happen to their actual physical Brit Award that they won.
Okay.
Do you know where that is?
Nope.
It is buried near Stonehenge.
Hey, that's another venue for a day out, isn't it? Let's go and dig up the KLF Brit Award. Why did they do that?
Because they're the KLF, and that's the kind of thing they do.
That's a thing. You never ask the word why when you're talking about the KLF.
You just go, okay then, and go along with it. Yeah. And you end up with Justified and Ancient.
The UK's number one.
It's a non-mover at number one. It's Queen. Hey, I did a bit of my own research. It's the second of 5 weeks at number one, James. It's Queen with These Are the Days of Our Lives.
A double A side, we should point out.
Yes, with what?
With Bohemian Rhapsody.
We chose this one because only a few weeks ago we did Bohemian Rhapsody. It was number one sometime in the 70s, didn't we? Listen to that old episode if you want. Hey, we got some, I was going to say in that Bohemian Rhapsody one, we came out with some unique viewpoints. Partly just to try and lure people in.
Yeah. If you're of our age and you know the story of Queen, you can't hear this song out of context, can you?
No.
It would be interesting, I suppose, to play it to a younger person who doesn't know about Queen, who doesn't know anything about it, and just play them this song and go, what do you think of this song? Because...
Let's say, leave me alone. I'm on my fidget spinner.
Are they all on fidget spinners, are
I think so.
They're all playing on their Nintendos and listening to the ting-tings. We're going to do references from 10 years ago, mate. But because we know the story, I think it makes this song hit harder emotionally.
Well, quite. I mean, let's dig into it because I'm going to say, a little bit like we were saying, did KLF invent the Gorillaz? Everyone went on when David Bowie died, didn't they, about Black Star, and it was an artistic statement about his death. It's kind of what's happening here, isn't it, with Freddie Mercury?
Yeah. Tying back to part one of this, when we talked about Goodnight Girl by Wet Wet Wet, which was written by the bass player of Wet Wet Wet. Yeah. I think sometimes in a group, you just automatically assume that the singer is the person who's written the song.
Not in Queen's case.
Not in a lot of cases. And in the case of this song was written by Roger Taylor, who I think sometimes gets kind of overlooked as a songwriter. Because, yes, he did write I'm in Love with My Car, but he also wrote Radio Gaga, and A Kind of Magic, which were huge anthemic hits. And then he writes this, which is a very simple and empathetic song, I would say.
It might be the wrong time to ask you this question, bearing in mind, but who's the only band whose all 4 members wrote number 1 songs?
Is it Queen?
Yeah, apparently. Wow. So that's good, isn't it? And Roger, you're saying Roger wrote it? Roger Taylor?
Yeah, he wrote the lyrics. He said, I was sitting at home, feeling rather reflective, and I knew that Freddie was ill. And I think it came out of that slightly melancholic mood. I guess I was trying to put an optimistic slant on it, in a way. Those were the days then, and these are the days now. I hadn't really clocked that until this week, that's the structure of the song. So the first chorus is, those were the days of our lives, because they're singing about, hey, do you remember when we were young and we were having fun and all of that? And then the second verse is about now. So the second chorus is, and these are the days of our lives. And that kind of thing of going, yes, nostalgia, but we're here now.
Absolutely.
And we should appreciate what we have now.
Absolutely. A lot of people on YouTube were saying that Roger claimed once upon a time, at least, that he wrote it for his kids. Pratha Mesh Grenade 536 says, oh my God, you've ruined it for me. I thought he wrote this song because Freddie was dying.
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what's happened there. And you can't divorce it from the fact that this has come out posthumously for Freddie Mercury. He had died the previous November.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
And it's a beautiful song. And knowing also that it was kind of the last video that he filmed.
It's a sad video to watch, isn't it? There's a frailness in his appearance, but not his voice, crucially. I don't think the voice sounds like it's gone, but he looks ill, if you remember, in his pomp.
His voice and his performance are absolutely spot on. And the reason the video's in black and white was to hide how ill he looked.
Oh. He's wearing a silk vest with hand-painted portraits of his cats on it, I learned.
Yeah. So much of his humour is still around. There's a brilliant delivery of one line. It's the start of the second verse. The line goes, you can't turn back the clock, you can't turn back the tide, ain't that a shame? And the way he says, ain't that a shame, ain't that a shame? Yeah. It's got so much attitude on it too. We all know.
Absolutely.
Oh, wouldn't it be nice? But no, it's not happening.
And it's a wake-up call, as you say, to living in the moment, isn't it? I'd like to go back one time on a roller coaster ride when life was just a game, and he knows he can't, So it's got a beautiful melancholy, I think, and an optimism, weirdly.
Another thing Roger Taylor said about this song, he said he wanted to get across that today is more important than yesterday.
Yeah. JR7 Noir quotes Dr. Zeus, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. I mean, all good stuff this is, isn't it?
Have you seen the Mike Birbiglia stand-up special, The Old Man and the Pool?
I have.
He quotes Warren Zevon in that. So this is a long-winded way of me quoting Warren Zevon. Okay. I just wanted to point out where I've got it from.
Yeah.
Warren Zevon said, enjoy every sandwich. And that's the spirit of this song. It's been hard for me to listen to this week and not get misty-eyed about it.
You feel moved. Before we sum it up, James, let me do my pop news for this. This is good. This is good, bearing in mind what we talked about earlier. Okay. What's happened to Queen lately? If you type the name in to Google and press news, right? Freddie's former fiancée is just releasing a book of the alternate lyrics and abandoned verses, so that's coming out if you're a Freddie Mercury fan. That'll be interesting. But bearing in mind what you talked about in part 1, Cadbury's and their chocolate heroes, they've just renamed all the chocolate bars in the tub of that as members of Queen. So now a Crunchie is called a John Deacon or something. So
I wonder who decided which one was going to be which.
Yeah, something.
They're naming them after members of Queen.
Yeah.
There's more than 4 different things, isn't there?
I know, and then the other ones are things like crowd surfer, audience member. They've renamed all the chocolate bars after rock and pop heroes. It's not the most fitting tribute to Queen, is it, bearing in mind what we've been talking about?
But this does win the Brit Award for Best British Single, and all the profits went to AIDS research.
Another charity record that I didn't realise. Okay, that's good. I mean, it's very affecting, isn't it, when he looks into the camera at the end and says, I still love you. It's heartbreaking.
It's like him talking to all of his fans.
Yeah. As Person of the World 513 says, how can people dislike the video of a dying man whose music has brought happiness to millions? Because a few people put thumbs down, yeah?
Who's thumbs downing this, honestly?
What I like is Ranjit Singh pops up to says, Karen's for sure.
Tilting at windmills. If you're going to nitpick, its production sounds a bit dated, but then it's from 1992. What did you think?
Yeah. We seem to be ending this on a note of genuine emotion.
I know. Look at us being sincere and not giggling about it for a change. You're not happy about that, are you?
No. I think it's good, isn't it? Like I say, it's a song for children. It's a song for people long gone. I didn't look at YouTube comments so much because I thought that would be bleak. So but I like the whole sentiment. It's a song to remind us to wake up and live in the moment now. And this could possibly be the best it ever gets. Important to remember.
Oh Christ! Really?
Yeah.
This. All right.
Man, you're in a shed. I mean, James was in a shed talking about Queen. What's wrong with that?
So there you have it. That's the top 10.
We do what we want to do, say what we want to say, live how we want to live, play how we want to play. I'm going to kick and slap you in a bit. It is the top 10 of this beautiful month and this beautiful year, which I can't remember, 7th of January 1992.
So what have been your favourites?
Do you know, James, I mean, there's so many great songs in there, isn't there? But the one that got me going this week is one I'd forgotten all about or didn't know at the time is Kim Sims with Too Blind to See It.
Oh,
What
I'm
a
really
treat.
glad.
What's yours?
Well, obviously Queen, for reasons. The ones that have surprised me, Wet, 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 Good Night Girl, which I'm all about. And also The Prodigy, Everybody in the Place.
Okay.
I know it's simple and Route 1, but it does the job.
You can listen to all of these songs in our attached Spotify and YouTube playlist. And if you think there's another half a dozen great songs, you think, how come there's 16 songs in the top 10? Why would that be, James?
Well, that's because we do a special bonus tracks podcast that is exclusively for our Patreon backers, the kind people who keep this podcast going. And you can become one of them. It's quite easy. You just got to go to patreon.com/Shooby Podcast. And we're going to talk about 6 great records this week.
I'm particularly excited. As I mentioned in part 1, I bought all of these records, even the 3 you chose. Thank you so much to all the artists who made these records, and the producers and the musicians and the songwriters, and even the T-boys, if such a thing existed.
And T-girls.
And T-girls, what's wrong with the world? Thank you to the record buying public who put all these records in the top 10. But mainly, James, who should we thank?
Jesus?
No. We thank you for no, listen. All right, yeah. Mainly, we thank Jesus, but thank you for listening as well.
Yeah, please rate and review. That would really help us out.
Really would.
And until next time, Shooby Dooby Doo up.
Bop, bop, shoo up.